All right, it's time for Focus 50 Plus. Dr. George Schofield joining us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
I know the holidays are coming. We have something to talk about along those lines.
Absolutely. So I had a gentleman come to me, and he's not the only one this week, to say, we're in the middle of downsizing our house. All of a sudden, my mother isn't well. I'm 72. I'm having a midlife crisis. Aren't I a little old to be having a midlife crisis?
Well, say between 50 and 70, are they common, periodic?
They're very common. Think about what we come into with all the different changes in our lives, not just in our lives, but in the lives of the people around us and the people we're responsible for. Whether we retire or we don't retire, whether we downsize, whether we upsize, what we're taking care of parents, all these different things. We think this period between 50 and 70 is the time that we can increasingly coast, and in some ways we can, but there are lots of things that happen to us outside our control that we're responsible for.
So when we talk about midlife crises, what are they really?
So I have two problems. One is with the word midlife.
Okay.
If you're 72,
yeah.
Arithmetically, that means you're going to live to be 144.
I just have to say, my mother and my sister just visited a cousin, a relative, I shouldn't say cousin, but 107.
Oh, wow.
Having a birthdays. And
fabulous.
with it, totally.
So,
Yes.
so at 50,
Right.
at 53, that person could have been having a midlife crisis. Right. I just would like to move away from the notion of midlife in one way, because we don't know what midlife means anymore.
Right.
It's going to be easy for a lot of us to live to be 100 or 105. That's one thing. Second thing is the problem with the word crisis itself.
Okay.
And my problem with the word crisis is it allows us to do drama, make some really bad decisions, run around in circles with our hair on fire. I'm not saying we're not under pressure, and I'm not dismissing the importance of it, but the word crisis is not helpful to us.
Okay.
So I'd like to stop using the word crisis and just say, well, I'm under a lot of pressure at the moment, and these are the two or three reasons why, and get rid of the word crisis entirely.
Okay, so what do we do about these, when this comes up, though? What do we do about it?
So one is put them in perspective.
Okay.
If by now you're 72, you've got a fair number of skills and a whole lot of life experience. It isn't like this is your first pony race.
Right.
So one is put it in perspective. It's important to understand that however much pressure it is, it may feel like a lot of pressure, but you're much better equipped at 72 than you were at 22 to handle this. That's the first thing. Second thing is, don't isolate. I have all this pressure, I'm not talking to anybody about it, I'm just going to keep it to myself. Really, really bad idea. And then the third really important piece, to tell you the truth, is to remember what I just said. You have skills.
Yes.
You have ability. You're not alone. So if you put all those things together and you stop treating it as a crisis, I'm not dismissing the pressure you feel, but don't do it as a crisis with drama. It's going to be a lot better for you and a lot better for the people around you too, to tell you the truth.
That's right. All right.
Okay?
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Okay. See you next week.
See you next week, and we'll see you guys right after the break.